Mr. President. Every 4 years, Americans follow the exciting national conventions at which presidential candidates are chosen. To be eligible for the office of president, a person must meet specific qualifications. Here they are. Qualifications for president. No person except a natural-born citizen shall be eligible to the office of president. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States.
What's a resident?
Somebody who lives here. Has a home. Political parties originally came into being through differences of opinion during the first administration. The Federalist Party on the left, the Democratic Republican Party on the right. Isn't that true? Election campaigns have always been colorful. Some have been bitter. Vote for Grant. Modern methods of communication help the candidates to reach the people. Radio, newspaper, TV. On election day, millions of Americans go to the polls to choose a president. Every president has taken the same oath of office. The inaugural address is often a preview of the policies the president intends to follow. The importance of the Constitution is seen in the words of the president's oath. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States, so help me God. Our Constitution provides a plan of government in which the President is the key figure, with the legislative, judicial, and executive departments. Powers of each branch are set out in the Constitution. Checks and balances prevent the president from gaining too much power. He can make a treaty, but 2/3 vote of Senate must ratify. He can appoint important officers, but Senate must confirm by majority vote. He can veto, but 2/3 vote of Congress can overrule. The president can appear before Congress to ask for laws. He may also appeal directly to the people. The president also has important duties in connection with the work of the courts. Pardons, Supreme Court judge, federal judge appointments. Our president has the most important executive job in the United States. When our nation was young, only a few officers were needed to carry on the work of the executive branch. The President, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Treasury, the Attorney General, and the Secretary of War. Executive departments have been increased to meet the growing needs of our nation. Interior, Commerce, Health, Education, Welfare, Justice, Post Office, State, Defense, Labor, Agriculture, Treasury. The President asks cabinet members for advice on his problems, but the final decision rests with him. The President has the right to appoint officials who assist him in carrying out constitutional duties. Many areas of our everyday life are affected by agencies whose officials are appointed by the Chief Executive, Selective Service System, the Interstate Commerce System, the Federal Communication Commission. Our President has many opportunities to learn about world problems, at home or abroad. Many assistants are now needed to relieve the burden of a busy daily schedule. Preparing speeches, making appointments, meeting, press, radio, TV. The powers and duties of the presidency are stated in the Constitution, but each man has contributed to the office in his own way. As Mr. President, George Washington helped establish the democratic traditions of the office. Through the Louisiana Purchase, Thomas Jefferson proved that president could and should use initiative. Andrew Jackson was the first president nominated by a national convention. His election introduced the democratic election process of today. Abraham Lincoln was the first president to take extra powers in wartime. Because of the national emergency, he even suspended the right of habeas corpus. Lincoln will be forever remembered as the president who preserved the Union and led the final battle against slavery. Theodore Roosevelt was a vigorous leader with strong opinions. Speak softly and carry a big stick. Teddy Roosevelt, as he was known, made use of a great personal drive to push ahead with many plans. For example, the Panama Canal. President Roosevelt also initiated a campaign for conservation of natural resources. Woodrow Wilson was the first president since John Adams to appear in person before Congress to deliver important messages. The President's State of the Union message, now delivered at the opening of the session of Congress, is heard by millions of people. After World War I, President Wilson urged a League of Nations, but Congress voted against our joining it. Franklin D. Roosevelt took office during a depression. Congress quickly passed laws which he recommended to regain prosperity. President Roosevelt was a leader in planning for the United Nations, but he did not live to see the results. Our Constitution is a living document. How have these amendments affected the office of President? What new amendments would you propose? Amendment 12, Election of President and Vice President, 1804. The electors shall meet in their representative states and vote by ballot for President and Vice President. Amendment 20, Inauguration of President, beginning of term of office, 1933. Term of President and Vice President shall end at noon on the 20th day of January. Amendment 22, two-term limit for President, 1951. No person shall be elected to the office of President more than twice. An unusual memorial to 4 of our presidents has been carved from stone on a mountainside. What does each of these men mean to you? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln. Our president must be a leader in both domestic and world affairs. How does he exercise this leadership? The end.